Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
So welcome to the Midweek Takeaway, and a different voice starting this off. Phil's not with us today. I'm here to introduce Buzaba coin, which is about to go on to pre-sale. So I'll introduce first Pedro, who's going to give you the background on the coin.
Hi guys, hello listeners. Hi Kevin. Thanks for the opportunity. Maybe you should go to Vanessa first because I think she's going to have to leave.
Basically, we're a group of people who got together with an idea of setting up a coin, a cryptocurrency that would be able to give back to the community. This is a group of people. We're all professional people. We've all got jobs. We work full time. We met on a Facebook stocks and shares group and came up with this idea. Mainly, I have to point out as well, Pedro got the idea. He was the one who started us off on this journey. We sort of started this last year, but it's a coin where we're hoping that people will believe that we are as transparent as possible with the idea of being able to give back to the community, give to charities. We've got new concepts for the coin, which Pedro will go into more detail, and Jared. But it's very exciting at the moment. We're all very excited for the pre-sale, which is happening on Saturday. That's mainly to give our American cousins and people in our team as well the chance to get involved with the pre-sale as well. So all very exciting times. I'll hand over to Pedro, but thanks you ever so much for the opportunity, and nice to meet you, Kevin.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you. So,
Pedro, what made you come up with this inspiration?
Well, it all happened during lockdown, really. We were just bored at home, so I started a group about stocks and shares because it was. You know this. There was a big crash at the time with the stock market, and that caused a lot of excitement at the time. A lot of people were actually getting on the stock market for the first time, and they were buying and selling. And I saw this as an opportunity to share my experience with people, because I've been doing this for a few years on a small scale, obviously, just buying small amounts. I'm not a big investor. And the group grew and got bigger and stronger. And then from there, we went to, cryptocurrencies kept creeping in the posts and I found that a lot of people didn't like it. They didn't like the whole crypto world, Bitcoin and so forth, so on. So I decided to start a new group just for cryptocurrency, and just to avoid the confusion and the arguments that was taking place in the other stocks and shares group. And there's many of them. We were just one of them. And the idea just was born from there, really. I was in another group at the time. I was a moderator in a group with over 200,000 members. And the same thing was happening there. The idea was developing there to start our own coin, coin that would support charities. The charity side is very important. Although we're not a charity, we can't be considered a charity, but we will be supporting charities. So in a way, that's the path. And it just took off from there, really. And it just grew and grew. And on the other group, I then changed the title to Buzaba, because, again, the concept was born there. And the community just got bigger. We have a members group with over 1,000 members, also on Facebook. They are pretty much the founding members. And the rest is history. And here we are now, ready for a pre-sale. It took a long time. I mean, something like this being done by volunteers, it's endless meetings and agreements and disagreements, all in good humor, nothing of major problems, but it just takes forever to agree. And then Jared came in. Jared more or less kind of grabbed the bull by the horns sort of thing. And he said, right, this is what we need to do. Because Jared, he has his own cryptocurrency already. He launched his own cryptocurrency. So he's our main developer. and he just made this possible. We have, I think, Harpreet is online.
Hi, Pedro.
So Harpreet is involved in charity work. He has experience in charity work. He's the man to talk to about the charity side of where we plan to go. And anything technical, Jared is your man.
Okay, let's do the technical stuff first then, Jared. How easy is it to set this coin up?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of decisions that need to be made because once you've launched it, it's all coded in Solidity language, which is kind of like a simplified JavaScript almost. And once you've deployed the contract, you can't go change it, you know what I mean? So you've got to decide on all the important factors from supply to any taxes, because with these types of tokens, you can put a transaction tax on them, and you can have like a small amount of money going towards development or marketing and maybe some towards charities. And that was our idea at first. We were going to have the vaults and a separate fee on every transaction, and that would have gone to any ad hoc events like the Ukraine war, for example, that we could just help on a whim. So anyway, we was discussing, debating all of these things, and then basically we decided to simplify it. And in doing that, we could just use the standardized token on the Ethereum network, which is basically a token or a smart contract, which has been contributed to by hundreds of investors potentially to make it perfect and secured. So once we got to that stage, we knew we was creating a simplified token. It was actually really simple. It's just the initial planning and preparation to get to that stage, which was a lot more complex, you know.
Okay, so really the complex part was all the decision making rather than the actual setting up of the coin.
That's
because
correct.
You've used a off-the-shelf coin effectively with Ethereum. That has already solved most of the security problems and most of the issues.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, great.
That's right.
So from your experience with your own coin, how are things going with that? Has it gone well?
Well, see, with my coin, we started because a lot of these tokens, they get looked at as though they are a Ponzi scheme because they're trading against what we call a liquidity pool. That makes it decentralized because they have a trading pair in there and you just give and take as much as you want. Anyway, it got a bad reputation. There was loads of scams, and I decided I wanted to make something where we reduce those Ponzi-nomics, is what we call them, by generating revenue from our project and the services that we create and then pumping them back into our token. So that if some big whale accumulates loads of our coin and then they decide to sell, it doesn't affect everybody because eventually we'll go back up anyway from the revenue we're generating elsewhere. So that was our initial idea. But over time, basically, we've built our own blockchain, which is like exactly like Ethereum, a lot better than Ethereum because Ethereum was created a long time ago, you know, so we're using the latest technology to make ours. Ethereum is updating soon, though, by the way. But so it's progressed very well. We've got our new blockchain launching on the 1st of July this year, which is really exciting. So I'm constantly in and out with conversation with big investors and things, you know. But yeah, it's going well, as good as it can be in this market.
Yeah, the market's not great, is it? So how do you envisage this will work? I mean, roughly what percentage of the money is going to go into charities? What percentage of the coins?
Yeah, so we've got 14% of the supply of Buzaba will go into 7 vaults. When we launch the pre-sale, what we're going to do on the pre-sale platform, you've got a token locker that's built into that platform, and it's basically a lock done by the blockchain in which you can send the tokens to it, and it's impossible to get them out until that time has passed, which is a certain number of blocks, as they call it. Now, you'll say 3 months or 6 months or 5 years or whatever. Anyway, these 7 vaults are going to be collectively locked in there for a short period of time, just while Buzaba establishes itself in the market, you know, starts trading and brings in loads of new investors, you know, making a name for itself and a reputation, proving ourselves before we allow that money to come out from the lock. Basically, what this will do is establish trust, because it's impossible for us to rug pull if we've locked away all the spare tokens, if you will. So yeah, there will initially be 14%. However, it will be locked for a few months, and then in that time, we'll also start building the charity and things. And then after we've done that, we can assign trustees and whatnot to the different vaults and go from there. However, yeah, it is 14% we planned.
So the other 86% is going where?
So 15% of that will go into the liquidity pool after the pre-sale. 15% will go to the people who bought in at pre-sale. We've got 5% that will go amongst the founding members, all the founding fathers who have put all these hours in over time. And then I can't remember the amount off the top of my head, but there's 8% that's going to go towards development. If we want to build any utilities in the future to make Buzaba more appealing to investors rather than just charity-focused individuals, you know.
Admin wallet.
Yeah, the admin wallet, yeah. And that'll be locked as well, of course. But what we'll do with that one is there's a thing called vesting, which means it gradually releases the tokens. So you can still use it without actually locking it all away. But also you're not putting everyone at risk of being a rug pull, you know. So we'll vest that. And then the rest, I think, is it 43%, Pedro?
43%, yeah, for the exchanges.
Yeah, that's right. And that'll go to any burn events in marketing, PR, and also exchange listings. So that'll be, for example, like your Coinbase in the future.
Okay, very good. So, Harper, tell me a little bit about the view of the 7 different votes for the charities. What are they, and what's your intentions?
So we've got 7 different areas in the charity side that we're looking to develop. Basically, health-wise, we're looking at medical sides, we're looking at social care, we're looking at a number of different areas that will, all publicised onto our website on Buzaba. But basically, it's something about contributing back to society. So the whole point of me getting involved with Buzaba was purely from the charity side in regards to giving something back to the communities out there in regards to whether it be disasters out there, disaster relief, whether it be medical wise, whether it be animal organizations. So it's about giving something back. But first of all, it's about making sure Buzaba is sustainable, it's there for the longevity. So it's about making sure we've got something out there which is going to be viable over a number of years. And so these tokens that we're distributing to Buzaba, the charity side in the future, will go to these organizations and actually do some good off the back of it.
Okay, and how do you envisage these charities? I mean, charities going to come along and say, "Oh, there's £1 million there in my 2% folder. I'll take it, thank you." That's the end of that folder.
So going forward, of course, there's lots of tokens out there. There'll be over 500 billion buzzer overall. Out of that, there'll be 14% going into the charity side of it. So it will be substantial amounts, hopefully, as it grows. We will have charities ideally submitting applications to ourselves for grants. And off the back of that, we'll be looking at those as a group in regards to where these buzzer bar are best given out to them accordingly.
Yeah, the community will vote.
So we'll be putting it out to the actual community, the actual people who invest in Buzaba, those people who actually understand how Buzzer works and what we're trying to do some good in the world. And off the back of that, we'll be making decisions off the back of that to make sure it goes to the best possible areas. So it's not just about taking those funds out, it's going to be there for a long time. So we're envisioning this going forward for many years.
So, Pedro, how do people get involved? Can people get involved from Saturday? What's the situation? What's the minimum amount of money they can invest? What's the price of the coin, etc., etc.?
Yep. Good question. What's the minimum amount? Well, see, again, on the advice of Jared here, he advised that we don't allow any whales because you don't want whales in the beginning of a project like this. So there's going to be a cap on the pre-sale. So the cap, I think, you have to buy this with Ethereum. It's just Ethereum, Jared, or other coins as well?
Yes, I mean, in the initial pre-sale, it's Ethereum. However, you can have different liquidity pairs.
Yeah. So we're going to have the pre-sale. It runs for a week, and that money will go towards the liquidity. The info will be on our website, buzaba.com, and on all the Facebook groups, because we have a few. And again, it's a unique opportunity because but from an investment point of view, if you want to make money with crypto, you want to buy at 0.00001. That's where it's like you have an opportunity to go back 10 years and buy Bitcoin, and you're going to buy it for what, a cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, or $1. So it's the same thing here. You're jumping in at the start. But so that's the financial side, and again, we have tools in place that avoids these so-called whales. which are not good in the beginning. I mean, later on, once the Buzza, which will be our coin, is on the exchange, I don't think we can control that. I think people will just be able to invest as much as they want. But in a way, that's good because that's going to increase the value. So it's pretty much pre-sale is where you want to be at. Going back to the 7 vaults, I mean, these will mature in time. I came up with the idea reading an article about the creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi. He has, apparently, according to the media reports, and this is well known, he has a wallet with 1.2 million Bitcoins. So those coins have matured over the years, right? So they've gone up in value, and nothing has come in and out of that wallet. Again, on the blockchain, you can tell if there's any transaction. So that gave me the idea, why not create 7 wallets that go up in value? In this case, as people buy Buzza, those vaults will go up in value, and then from there we will give to charities. So we are kind of a portal, a vessel that will be given in the future. Of course, once Buzza has a good value and the community decides when and where to, we'll be supporting all sorts of charities, and there's many there. There's Water Aid, Red Cross, Save the Children, big charity. I mean, really good work being done. And Vanessa spoke earlier on. Me and Vanessa, we kind of made it very clear from the beginning that charity was important, and we have to give to charity. Although we are not a charity, in a way, we're still decentralized. Charity is important, and it's going to be there. So our 7 wallets are going to mature just like this Satoshi wallet that's matured over the years, and it's now worth billions.
So if people do want to invest, how much in cash terms in our poor old fiat currency can we invest?
In cash terms, I think it's just over 1,000. Jared, is that right? £1,000?
I don't know what Ethereum is. Whatever the price of Ethereum is, we can have a maximum limit of 1 or 2,000. Basically 1 or 2 Ethereum. I think it's less than 2,000 for 2 Ethereum. And the minimum would be about 0.1 Ethereum, which is, I'm not sure on the price off the top of my head, but I'm guessing it's just under £100 somewhere.
Yeah.
This is the minimum.
Yes.
And then the maximum £1,000. So,
yes.
So in total cash, this 15% will equate to how much money in cash?
If we were to sell it all, I believe $100,000. Because it all goes in dollars, so we're talking pounds here. So that's another thing. My mind's in dollars, even though I'm in the UK. Everything, because my whole livelihood is cryptocurrency. I work off dollars. It's confusing, but yeah. So I believe it's $100,000 the target that we've got. Yeah.
But that's the starting point, right? I mean, this is the pre-sale, and then from there,
that's right. Yeah.
To the exchanges, things like Coinbase and all the other exchanges out there. I mean. Obviously, we want to aim high. Kevin, the important thing here is the community. Really, it's what we have. It's the people backing this. I came across kind of a quote the other day. It says, "Cryptocurrencies are community investments," and that really kept me thinking. And it's so true. These cryptos, they exist because of the community. If you think about it, they exist because people invest, right? Investors are the community. Oh, some are just for the money, but others support them, nurture them from the beginning. So leave Bitcoin aside now, but all the other coins that have come out after Bitcoin, a lot of people buy them in the beginning when they come out on exchanges, and they hold on to them. They nurture them, and they keep them, and they keep it for a long term. And this is what Buzaba is basically. Is a community investment. I mean, obviously in the future there'll be people coming in with lots of money, millions and what have you, and sort of buy and sell on the day, intra-sell and all that. But on the long run, those who hold Buzaba, those who see the vision, and those who understand the concept, because it's very simple. I mean, Jared did this, right? Jared, this was a simple concept, right?
Yes, it was. Once I knew that we was going for the simplified contract, It is very simple. Yeah.
I mean, this is. I mean, this is something from a developer point, and I mean, not to put Jared down or anyway. I mean, he's done a great job, but from a development point of view, this is the easiest thing you can do. The real value, the real attraction, again, is on us. You know, you met Vanessa earlier on. You spoke with Harpreet here. Harpreet has a lot of experience in dealing with charities, and it's us and all the other hundreds of people out there. Which obviously I couldn't bring them all on board tonight because you would have 100 little squares with.
So you basically, this pre-sale, is it likely that you have 100 people already and it's going to be sold out?
I'm hoping we're going to have more than 100 people because.
But I mean, if everybody puts in £1,000, it's sold out. End of story.
Me personally, I don't think people are going to put £1,000. I think most investors for something like this, they'll put $100, $200, 50. I mean, there's a minimum, so they'll probably put the minimum, a bit above the minimum. I have someone who's going to put the maximum. I know a few people are going to put the maximum. Because it's not just our group on Facebook of 200,000. I mean, I've got a network of other crypto groups. One of them has 360,000. And I post on there frequently and I let them know, look, guys, this is going to happen. It's coming, So I'll keep everyone informed. So I reckon with all the groups I network with, there's over 1 million people in those groups. But of course, not 1 million people are going to buy. But you will have, a good percentage from out of well, our group has 200,000. There's one with 360,000, and then there's Crypto UK that's got around 40,000. They're quite active, and there's other groups of 100,000 members. Altogether, it's over 1 million members.
Okay.
Now, that's the reach, That's the reach. But from there, let's see who buys.
I think at the moment, just with the way the environment is at the moment, it's going to be difficult because, of course, the markets are the way where they are. So, yes, we've got some very, very large groups out there, and we attract a lot of interest without a doubt. But I think people will see the actual story as it grows, and they'll buy into it after the pre-sale. During the pre-sale, I think will be fully booked out. But after that, there'll be a lot of interest in trying to buy tokens going forward, and that will come out in the wider community out there.
Well, I wish you all luck, gentlemen. I mean, you've obviously put time and effort into all of this. And it's driven obviously by good causes, but obviously you guys will benefit as well, which is great. And then hopefully the whole crypto community will start to realize that this can create a lot of money for good causes, and it will push the coin, which I think is your logic in this whole thing. So the only question I have to ask you all is that this is the midweek takeaway. So if you had to choose a takeaway, what would it be? We'll start with you, Pedro. What would your takeaway be?
In actual real food.
Yes, real food. That's a midweek takeaway.
I'm a steak man. I love my meat. It'll have to be something meaty.
Okay. What are we talking here? We're talking ribeye, fillet steak.
Well, T-bone. We're talking a T-bone.
A nice T-bone. What about yourself, Jared?
Medium to medium.
Mexican, I think.
Mexican? I wasn't expecting that one, mate.
I love Mexican food, I do. There's not many decent Mexican takeaways, to be honest, but I do like tacos.
And Harpreet, what would be your midweek takeaway?
I love my Thais. Anything spicy, so a bit of Thai food, a bit of Chinese sometimes, Indian, of course. Anything with a bit of kick around it, nice little bit of flavour. That's what I'm like. That's what I'm looking for.
Indeed.
Of course, on Friday night, fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
It's got to be done.
It's the law. Very good. Well, gentlemen and lady who has departed from us, thank you for your time and good luck with your project. I hope it pays dividends to you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
This podcast was brought to you by Roast PR Limited. If you would like to appear on a future episode of The Sunday Roast, please email admin@thesundayroast.net.